Hello everyone. I have already shared my previous three videos wherein I have told you a lot about linear equations in two variables, how to solve them using the substitution and the elimination method, the conditions for consistency, about the number of solutions, also about dependent and independent solutions, and about the graphical representation. Now in this video, I'll be sharing few more questions, how to solve them. Also, I'll be telling you about the equations that are reducible to a pair of linear equations in two variables. Now, for the year 2021, we all know that the portion of cross multiplication has been deleted from the syllabus. But yes, there are certain questions in exercise 3.5 that need to be done. Let's take up example 15. For which values of p does the pair of linear equation given below have a unique solution? Now, I have already done this kind of question, wherein whenever we have having the unique solution, if you all can recall, the condition is a1 upon a2 is not equal to b1 upon b2. So if I compare this equation to the general form of equation a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0 and a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0, I get a1 the coefficient of x equal to 4, a2 the coefficient of x in the second equation as 2, b1 as the coefficient of y in the first equation as p, b2 the coefficient of y in the second equation as 2, c1 as the constant term, and c2 as the constant term of the second equation. Let me find out a1 upon a2. a1 upon a2 will come out to be 4 upon 2, and b1 upon b2 will come out to be p upon 2. Now, for the condition of unique solution, we should have a1 upon a2 is not equal to b1 upon b2. So we get 4 upon 2 should not be equal to p upon 2, which gives me p is not equal to 4. Thus, we can have any real value of p except 4, and that will give the pair of equations a unique solution. So this kind of question, again, as I told you, because we have two 1 markers expected as per the sample paper given to us, this kind of question can come in the exam. Let us take up another example of the same sort. For what values of k will the following pair of linear equations have infinitely many solutions? Now, if you can remember, the condition for infinitely solutions means when the lines were coinciding, means the condition that a1 upon a2 should be equal to b1 upon b2 should also be equal to c1 upon c2. Now, if I compare these two equations once again, to the general form of the linear equations in two variables a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0 and a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0, I get a1 will be equal to k, b1 will be equal to 3, c1 will be equal to minus k minus 3. Similarly, a2 will be equal to 12, b2 will be equal to k, and c2 will be equal to minus k. So let me find out first of all a1 upon a2. a1 upon a2 will come out to be k upon 12. What about b1 upon b2? It will be 3 upon k. c1 upon c2 will be equal to minus k minus 3 upon minus k, which comes out to be k minus 3 upon k. So I have got a1 upon a2, b1 upon b2, and c1 upon c2. As I had told you, for the infinitely many solutions, the condition is a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is equal to c1 upon c2. So I get k upon 12 is equal to 3 upon k is equal to k minus 3 upon k. Now I'll take these two of them at a time. If I take first k upon 12 is equal to 3 upon k, on cross multiplication I get k square is equal to 36, which gives me k is equal to plus minus 6. Now this plus minus 6 is very important because you will lose marks if you just write k is equal to 6. You need to write k is equal to plus minus 6. I take up the second set. I just again cross multiply. Remember, k and k cannot be cancelled here. So I get the value of k as 0 or k is equal to 6. See, if I cancel it out, I'll be getting just one value of k, that is k is equal to 6. But if I don't cancel it out like this and I cross multiply, I get a quadratic equation in terms of k, which gives me two values of k given by k is equal to 0 and k is equal to 6. Now I have k is equal to plus minus 6 from the first set of equations. K upon 12 is equal to 3 upon k. From this 3 upon k is equal to k minus 3 upon k, I get k is equal to 0 or k is equal to 6. So the common solution from both of them is k is equal to 6, and hence I get the pair of linear equations has infinitely many solutions for k is equal to 6. I hope you have followed this. Now we come to another topic, that equations reducible to a pair of linear equations in two variables. Again, we have done this kind of questions. Just quickly revise them. If I have an equation of the form which is not a linear equation, that means the degree of the variables is not 1. So what I'll do is I'll try to convert it into a pair of equations which are linear. So how can we do that? If I take 1 upon x minus 1 to be as p and 1 upon y minus 2 equal to q, let me rewrite the equations then. I have the equation as 5 into 1 upon x minus 1 plus 1 upon y minus 2 is equal to 2, and exactly 6 upon x minus 1 can be written as 6 into 1 upon x minus 1 minus 3 into 1 upon y minus 2 is equal to 1. If I put 1 upon x minus 1 to p and 1 upon y minus 2 to be equal to q, these two equations change to 5p plus q is equal to 2 and 6p minus 3q is equal to 1. Now these two equations, you can clearly see they are the linear equations in the variables p and q. I know how to solve them. I can solve them either by the substitution method or by the elimination method, and solving them I will get the values of p and q to come out to be 1 upon 3 and q equal to 1 upon 3. Now p and q were not asked in the question. If you remember the question, let's just go back to the question. Solve the following pair of equations by reducing them to a pair of linear equations. So these two equations were having the variable as x and y. Means we have to solve them for x and y. So we've got the value of p and q as 1 upon 3 and 1 upon 3 respectively. So we'll change them to get the value of x and y. Let's do that. What was p? P was 1 upon x minus 1. So 1 upon x minus 1 is equal to p, and p is equal to 1 upon 3. So I get 1 upon x minus 1 is equal to 1 upon 3, which gives me x minus 1 is equal to 3. That is x is equal to 4. Exactly same way, the value of q. What was q? Q was equal to 1 upon y minus 2. So that means since q is equal to 1 upon 3, I get 1 upon y minus 2 is equal to 1 upon 3, which simplifies to give me y minus 2 is equal to 3, which gives me y is equal to 5. So I have got x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 5. These are the two required solutions of the given pair of linear equations. Just let's take up question number 1, the sixth part. Supposing I have these two equations given to me, they are in terms of x and y, but is it a linear equation? xy. So the degree comes out to be 2 here. One of x and one of y. So the degree comes out to be 2 of this equation. So this becomes a quadratic equation and not a linear equation. So I'll have to change it to a linear equation. So what I do is I divide both the equations by xy. Doing that, what do I get? I get 6 upon y plus 3 upon x is equal to 6. Similarly, if I divide this equation also by xy, I get 2 upon y plus 4 upon x is equal to 5. Now what I do is, now I take 1 upon x to be as a and I take 1 upon y to be as b. So these two equations change to 3 upon x will mean 3a, 6 upon y will mean 6b. So I get 3a plus 6b is equal to 6. And this one will give me 4a plus 2b is equal to 5. So let us see the two equations now. So once I've got these two equations, I know how to solve them. I get a is equal to 1 and b is equal to half. The question was not to find out the values of a and b, but of x and y. So I just put a, which was equal to 1 upon x, is equal to 1. That means x is equal to 1. B, which is equal to 1 upon 2, was 1 upon y. So I get 1 upon y is equal to 1 upon 2. That means y is equal to 2. Let us see some word problems based on the learned concept. Very important question. As I have told you, we are getting 1 5 marker from this chapter. So this question is fit for a 5 mark question. A boat goes 30 kilometers upstream and 44 kilometers downstream in 10 hours. In 13 hours, it can go 40 kilometers upstream and 55 kilometers downstream. Determine the speed of the stream and that of the boat in still water. Let us see the solution.
So let the speed of the boat in still water be x kilometers per hour and the speed of the stream be y kilometers per hour. When we take downstream, downstream means that the boat is going with the stream in the direction of the stream. So the speed of the water helps the boat to move forward, and we say that the downstream speed is the speed of the boat plus the speed of the water. So we get the downstream speed as x plus y kilometers per hour.
When I say upstream, means I am going against the stream. The stream is going downwards and I am going upwards. So the speed of the boat upstream is given by x minus y kilometers per hour. So I have the upstream speed, I have the downstream speed. Now it says what? It says that it is going 30 kilometers upstream. The time taken will be distance upon speed. So 30 upon x minus y will be the time taken, and 44 kilometers downstream. So time taken will be 44 upon x plus y, the downstream speed. That total time taken is 10 hours. So my first equation I will get as 30 upon x minus y plus 44 upon x plus y is equal to 10 hours total. It is also given to me in 13 hours it can go 40 kilometers upstream and 55 kilometers downstream. So to go 40 kilometers upstream, time taken will be 40 upon x minus y. Exactly same way to go 55 kilometers downstream at the speed of x plus y kilometers per hour. Time taken will be how much? 55 upon x plus y. Total time taken to go 40 kilometers upstream and 55 kilometers downstream will be how much? It will be equal to 40 upon x minus y plus 55 upon x plus y, that is equal to 13. So I get the second equation as 40 upon x minus y plus 55 upon x plus y is equal to 13. Now look at these two equations. Again, they're not linear. So I'll do the same procedure. I will take 1 upon x minus y as u and 1 upon x plus y as v. So the first equation changes to 30u plus 44v is equal to 10, or 30u plus 44v minus 10 is equal to 0. And same way, 40u plus 55v minus 13 is also equal to 0. Now I know how to solve these equations. I can either solve them by the method of elimination or by substitution, and I get the values of u and v as how much? 1 upon 5 and 1 upon 11. U is 1 upon 5 means 1 upon x minus y is equal to 1 upon 5, and v is 1 upon 11 means 1 upon x plus y is equal to 1 upon 11. So this gives me x minus y is equal to 5. This one gives me x plus y is equal to 11. I have two equations in terms of x and y. I will solve them. So to get 2x equal to 16 and x equal to 8. Same way, 2y will be equal to 6, which will give me y is equal to 3. Once I've got the values of x and y, I will write the final answer, that the speed of the boat in still water is 8 kilometers per hour and the speed of the stream is 3 kilometers per hour. Now let us take up again an important question. 2 women and 5 men can together finish an embroidery work in 4 days, while 3 women and 6 men can finish it in 3 days. Find the time taken by 1 woman alone to finish the work and also that taken by 1 man alone. So what I do is, let the number of days taken by the man alone be y and that taken by a woman be x. So the man completes the work in y days, but whereas a woman completes the work in x days. If in y days one complete work is done, then in 1 day 1 upon y work will be done. Exactly same way, one woman's 1 day work will be how much? If it takes x days, one work is being done by the woman. So in 1 day, 1 upon x work will be done in 1 day. So it is said that there are 2 women and 5 men. So one woman can do the work 1 upon x work. 2 women will be able to do 2 upon x work. Exactly same way, one man is able to do 1 upon y work in one day. So 5 men will be doing 5 upon y work in one day. The 2 women and 5 men can together do how much work? They will be able to do 2 upon x plus 5 upon y work. They were able to do this much work in 4 days. So in one day, that means they'll be able to do the work 1 upon 4. So I will get my first equation as 2 upon x plus 5 upon y is equal to 1 upon 4. Exactly same way, when 3 women and 6 men can finish it in 3 days. So my second equation will become 3 upon x plus 6 upon y is equal to 1 upon 3. I'll solve it by reducing these equations to linear equations. I will put 1 upon x to be as a and 1 upon y to be as b, and I get 2a plus 5b is equal to 1 upon 4 and 3a plus 6b is equal to 1 upon 3. Now I'll solve these two equations and I'll get b is equal to 1 upon 36 and a is equal to 1 upon 18. B was what? B was 1 upon y. So 1 upon y is equal to 1 upon 36. That means y is equal to 36. Exactly same way. A was what? 1 upon x. So 1 upon x is equal to 1 upon 18. That means x is equal to 18. Thus, the number of days taken by one woman alone to complete the work, which was x, is equal to 18 days. And that by the man alone is 36 days. So I hope this question is clear. Similar question I am doing. It can take 12 hours to fill a swimming pool using 2 pipes if the pipe of the larger diameter is used for 4 hours and that with the smaller diameter is used for 9 hours only. Half the pool is filled. How long will it take for each pipe to fill the pool separately? Please understand what you are assuming. The question was done by the students in a very incorrect manner. Understand what is the assumption to be done and accordingly you will get the correct answer. I'll assume that let the time taken by the pipe of larger diameter to fill the pool be x hours and let the time taken by the pipe of the smaller diameter to fill will be y hours. Now if it is taking x hours to fill complete pool, in 1 hour, it will fill 1 upon x of the pool. Exactly same way, the time taken by the smaller diameter pipe was y hours. So if y hours it is taken to fill the complete pool, in 1 hour it will fill 1 upon y of the pool. If both the pipes are working together, they are filling up the pool in 12 hours. So if they are working for 1 hour, only 1 upon 12th pool will be filled up. So the work done by the larger pipe in 1 hour, that is 1 upon x of the pool will be filled. The smaller pipe will fill 1 upon y of the pool. Together they will fill 1 upon x plus 1 upon y, which will be equal to 1/12 of the pool will be filled. And I get the first equation as 1 upon x plus 1 upon y is equal to 1 upon 12. Exactly same way. Now it says that for 4 hours, if the larger pipe is filling up the pool, it will fill 4 upon x of the pool. If in for 9 hours the smaller pipe is used to fill the pool, it will fill 9 upon y of the pool. So together they are working in 4 upon x plus 9 upon y of the pool will be filled up. That will be equal to half of the pool. So I'll get my second equation as 4 upon x plus 9 upon y is equal to 1 upon 2. I will take together these equations. I will put 1 upon x equal to a, 1 upon y equal to b, and I'll get my equations reduced to a linear equation by a plus b equal to 1 upon 12 and 4a plus 9b equal to 1 upon 2. I solve them by whichever method I want to, and I get a is equal to 1 upon 20 and b is equal to 1 upon 30. A is equal to 1 upon 20 means 1 upon x is equal to 1 upon 20. That means x comes out to be 20. And b is equal to 1 upon 30 means 1 upon y is equal to 1 upon 30. That means y is equal to 30. So I get if x is equal to 20 and y is equal to 30, I'll write the answer. Time taken by the pipe of the larger diameter to fill the pool is 20 hours and the time taken by the pipe of the smaller diameter to fill the pool is 30 hours. This finishes off with the chapter of linear equations. I have shared 4 videos with you now. I hope things are going to be clear to you. Thank you so much.